Hi, I'm RealGenericDemon, and this is a survivor's guide to SurrounDead. Okay, so I thought I'd start and create this guide because I'm a massive fan of this game. It's by a single developer. It's about zombie survival, but when you first start this game, it can be a bit, I think a little bit overwhelming, realistically. So what we'll do is we'll just start a brand new game. You can do the tutorial; it'll teach you the basics, but I think it's sometimes easier if somebody gives you a rundown of what needs to be done or what needs to keep you alive initially. Right? We'll stick with all of these things, apart from we're going to change his hair. Where is his hair? Let's give him hair 5. I don't know what hair 5 is, but we can rotate it here. Just a pretty standard looking bloke. So I like to play this on permadeath simply because I'm guess slightly psychotic maybe. I don't know. But permadeath for me is the way to play it. We're going to play on easy. It's already set with the easy settings. It resets all of these settings when you play the game. It basically changes things like AI, the loot, the vehicles and whatever else it is. But I'm going to play from easy just to give you the rundown, the basics of the game. And as I say, because I restart regularly, this is why the Survivor's Guide was in my head, because I restart so frequently. So if I hit the start button, it'll just load up the game. And it's the same map every time, but the loot is randomised. I think the areas are randomised. When things happen are randomised. And we all start roughly the same. So we all start wearing, with a pair of pants on, jogging pants, a pair of shoes, a single knife, which you can see attached there, and you can see some animals running through the forest. So it always starts you sort of there. So let's start quickly with the menus first before we do into anything else. First thing you want to do is equip this, which is your rags, and you want to put that in 6. It means you can quickly increase your health, which is this one here. Below that is your stamina, which is reduced by swinging weapons, running, holding your breath for sort of shooting and things. You've got your food, you've got your water, and you've got your radiations, so how sick you get from radiation. If any of these reach 0, for the most part, it'll start hurting you, and it'll let you know about it. And eating or recovering health with medical rags isn't going to do much when you've run out of food, so you're going to need that. Quick rundown of what you've got in your inventory here is you can have a face mask. This is obviously gas masks and things similar. This is your headwear, so it's helmets if you can get it, eyewear, accessories, which are like scarves and things, because it does get cold. Then you've got your tops, then you've got your gloves, you've got your pants, you've got your shoes, you've got places for a container, places for body armour, places for a backpack. These are the very important things. They can all contain items. You've got a primary, a secondary, and a sidearm that you've got, and a sort of melee weapon of sorts. You've also got a weapon for like a Molotov cocktail or a grenade. You've got a torch, you've got binoculars, you've got GPS, you've got a compass, and you've got a fishing rod. I'll show you what these are about later, the GPS, the compass, and the fishing rod. They look a bit like that, except for that's a fishing rod rather than a fishing thing. You've also got the crafting menu, which you can do by clicking on it, and it'll tell you what you need to do. So if you've got 2 bits of cloth, you can make some more rags, which basically protect you for about 10 medical, so basically 10% of that. Okay, so that's the basics of the actual inventory, entered by hitting the tab key. The next thing you want to do, if you look around, is you can see that you don't have any kind of map. If you press M, you get map. One thing the game doesn't tell you is that if you zoom right out, you can't see where you are. You have no idea where you are. If you zoom in a little bit and move about, you can see sometimes the locations you've passed. So the first location you pass will pop up on the on the map. So what we'll do is we'll move around. This is the one thing it does show you. There's a safe zone. That's the actual mission for the initial game. I'm not even going to take you that far. I probably won't. So if we press the M for the map, when we go to one of these locations like here, or somewhere down the road, we will effectively trigger the map to spawn a mark on the map for it, and then you have a rough idea where you are. So we haven't got much we can do here. We've got a knife, which I've put in my hand. It's the ASWAD keys to move. You right click on the mouse to sort of go into attack mode, and then left click to slice away. You can hold it down for a strong attack, and it does a sort of swiping attack. However, it uses a lot of energy, so you got to be careful with that. Okay, we're going to creep up on these buildings. We're looking for zombies as well at the same time. I'm keeping my eye open for them. Can't see any at the moment, so we'll creep up on this building. We'll sneak through inside it. Hopefully there's nothing in here. No, there isn't. But there are things to search, and it shows it that way. Okay, most importantly, it's done exactly what I said it would do. You've got M for the map. Oh, hang on. I need to swipe the zombie. Oh, God, that was lucky. Heard him coming. It does not freeze when you're in menus. Please note that. It does not stop the action while you're on menus. If you're looting things, which I've just done there by pressing F on him to pick up some bits and pieces, I picked up a splint there, which will give me, basically stops broken bones. It does not stop. The game does not pause unless you press the escape key to pause it. It does not pause at any point, which is very important to know when you're doing stuff. So, right, okay, if I press the M for map now again quickly, I can show you, and I think it's along here. It may be wrong. There we are. There we are. Now the abandoned houses appear. These landmarks appear as you play. So we actually have an idea of where we are. So you can go upwards towards this little lot of bits and pieces, or we can go downwards towards this one here, which looks like some kind of construction yard, possibly a garage here. So we can go that kind of direction. So it's important that you know that when you do that, you can't see it like this, but you can zoom in a little bit on the mouse scrolling wheel, and you'll find that you've got your place. So you actually get bearings very early in the game. Early in the game as well, your health doesn't go up automatically. If you press J for journal, you've got an option called skills, and when you get 1 point, the first thing you can do is this one, which basically regenerates your health up to 80% as long as you're in good condition. Very important, and it also shows you quests, which is find the safe zone there. It also shows you the time. At 7:30 at night, it gets very dark all of a sudden, and effectively you're in a sort of, I guess, a difficult situation where you have to either camp for the night if you can, and you have to have the correct camping gear, or you have to survive the night when the zombies become more difficult. Right, okay, let's search for more things. So press F on an item to search it. If you press the left shift down as well, it will go faster when it searches. That's good. That's drink. That's food. You need can openers to open cans. Take one when you see one. They don't wear out, so just one is all you need unless you've taken them to sell for later. Let's see what's in here. It gives you a rough idea. It says cupboard, residential. So this could have bags in it. It could have clothing in it. It could have all kinds of things. And you know what? We've got a duffel bag with 40 slots. Fantastic start. Let's put that on our back. And we now have 40 slots available to us. I'm just going to move my food down here. We have a red plaid shirt. Let's get rid of the green one. Let's put the red one on because I fancy that. And you've got furniture as well because you can actually build your own little base later, but we're not going to do that. So right click on here. We can rip the clothing. People don't know you can do that. On most clothing it can be ripped up and turned into cloth, which under crafting can be turned into bandages, which means we've got more bandages to begin with. So it's worth tearing up clothing you don't need or don't want early on. Right, okay. Searching the fridge. Water purification, very useful. That's clean water, dirty water. It does tell you when you drink it, you can refill these bottles. They give you 20 thirst, so 20% of this basically. I wish it would do it. I wish it would be a percentage, but it doesn't. It's a percentage of the whole thing because they're all out of 100 realistically. There's no real difference amongst them. Okay, we're going to go up this way. I can see a zombie here. Look, I can't attract him at the moment. That is one of the options from the journal later. You can whistle for them, which means they will come running. But I am going to try and circle around him. You can with the shift, the control key. You can actually duck down and creep. And I've got a lovely plaid shirt on now, and you can creep up behind them. And if you get them from behind, you can do more damage quicker, which is very important. I'm now in the combat stance because I'm holding the right key down. I've got a shambling undead. I'm going to chop him to pieces very quickly. Quickly look around the area, make sure there's nobody else around. Interact. Going to take the money. Currency is not worth an awful lot, but it is worth something. It does help you buy stuff from traders that you find later in the game. This is a single player game, so you'll find... I'm just checking out the window here. It's a single player game. There's noises out there. There's gunfire. It's not necessarily a good thing because there are raiders. There are human bad guys out here. You can stack, by the way, which is worth doing. So stacking food, ammunition, weapons. They are all fantastic things. That is a better weapon I've got at the moment. I'll keep that knife for later because I've been lucky enough to find one early on. But I'm going to put that in my hand and have a butcher's knife. And take that because I couldn't open that without a can opener because it's canned. See? Problems. I'm going to put that back in my hand, but I'm going to get my butcher's knife out now. And that should be chopping some zombie flesh nicely. Let's have a little look. Can't see into that room. There is one here. It's cupboard. Residential again. Chances of finding food is the thing that's in here. And I've got a school bag. Now, you think this is going to be nuts, but I can put it in here. And this is Inception style of things within the game. I'll get to this in a minute. You can actually right-click on it and open bag, and you have another set of slots. So for the 9 slots I've used there, I've got another 9 plus another line. So I actually have a way to store multiple things. These are books. I just recommend reading these to begin with. They basically increase skills quickly. So they increase your skills in sneak, which I'll do right-click now, and I'll read it. And this one increases my skills in toughness. So I'm going to read that as well. I'm going to take them for later, because you can't do them in the same turn unless some of them you can. Nope, can't. Could do that one, so toughness went straight up. They're also worth selling if you've already maxed those out. So I'm going to keep that because this is Inception style stuff, so we can actually pile it in there and make lots more space. So I've got a bag within a bag, which makes more space. I know it does that's one of the few things that breaks the immersion. However, it's a fantastic concept, holding boxes with more boxes. And it's just assumption being it's a better, more compact. Anyway, so what I'm going to show you now is I'm going to put it back to the journal because I've got a skill by now for sure. You can have it ages and names and all this kind of stuff. I didn't put anything in. I did the John Doe. If I go to skills, I've got 1 skill point. Let's take that. This shows you your various things at the moment. I've got increased toughness at the moment. I've got sneaking that's increased up to 2, scavenging. So when you do these things, every time you do something like this, the better you get at it. So creeping allows you to increase this. Hitting stuff with, is good. Fishing is better, the rarer the fish, and better fitness for more running in and out of water and holding your breath. They all have benefits and they grow. They don't make a huge difference to the game as far as I can tell. But they're another thing that's in here. Small amounts all add to the gain. Realistically, I'm pretty sure I heard gunfire earlier, by the way. So the humans are to be. There are friendly survivors. There are bad survivors. There's the army. They all need to be watched with intensely. Right, I'm taking the cigarettes because they're worth 20 for all those cigarettes. You can smoke them. They give you energy. They get rid of your hunger. And they also, but they reduce your medical and your thirst because they're not very good for you. I'm going to take these ammunition. I'm going to use this bag for ammunition. So if you look in that bag, by right-clicking on it, you can do various bits and pieces there. Let's have a little look in the kitchen, see if we can find some food. Keep our health up nice and early on the game. I'm going to take the water for purification. Yep, got that. If you take the bottles of alcohol and you mix it with rags, you get Molotovs. So I'll do that. And if I find something to tear up in a second, I will turn it into that. You can't drink it, which just seems weird. Considering you can do other stuff in the game, you can't drink that. So I'll take more water. I'll take more purification. The stacks depend on the thing you're carrying. So, for instance, water bottles, you can only carry 5 off in a stack. Other things, you can carry like 10. I'm not sure what the logic behind it is, but I guess it's size. Everything seems to be about size within the game. So we'll search this. It's got random, it says here, so it could be anything. So there's this plaid shirt. I'm going to rip this up. There we go. We've got some more cloth. These are other books, which I'll read. If I can read both of them. More scavenging. Yes, I can. Can I read this book about being light-footed? Yes, I can. Let's take some cash. I always seem to put that in your normal pockets. The cash, drop that in there. Most of this is garbage. You can take it and sell it if you want. Cameras are worth a few quid, but they're small. Random tools, we'll keep those. Those are used for making stuff. These are materials for making stuff as well. So we'll take those two. Let's go over here. And let's search this one. Residential, possible loot. No guns yet. What's this? Padded pants with 8 slots. Of course we're going to change to the padded pants with 8 slots. It makes sense. More slots, more space. Here it is. So we'll also see this. It's a wallet. It's used for carrying keycards. It has this many slots in it. Let's take that and chuck our money into it. So this now becomes a place where we can store all money and keycards, which is very, very, very useful. We could have had red shorts, but we're not going to do that. Not today. And there's another cupboard. Let's search this one. And we'll get some glasses. Wearing eyewear actually does provide a small amount of protection, or certainly that's what I've found. So we've got some cloth. Let's go crafting. Let's make some Molotov cocktails, and we have one Molotov cocktail, so it's 1 for 2 rags, so we've got one left for another one. Let's put the Molotov cocktail into this slot down here, and it's set up for a Molotov cocktail. That's the G key. Just be careful because it's right next to F key. Good placing for firing it, but at the same time, deadly if you get it wrong. Right, okay. Look in the woods there. You see him? Just twitching away in the woods. Okay, let's look at our map and make a strategic choice here. I'm just going to hide in here for a second and press the M for map. There's oh, I want that. See what he's killed? He's killed a deer. I want the deer's meat. So M, which way do I want to go? I want to go downwards, I think, not upwards. So I actually want to go the way I came to get here, but I'm going to go kill him and take that meat. This is a sprinter, this one. Which means he'll run at me at speed when he sees me. Yeah. He will literally run at me if he spots me, that is. He might not spot me. He's too busy eating that. Yeah, he's too busy eating that to kill. I'm level 5 now already. Let's take the ammo and another one of those rags. That's a good choice. I want the meat. Now you can't eat it raw, but it's not good for you, and the heads are worth a few quid as well, so it depends whether you want it. They can be used as crafting material as well to make a deer-headed thing, but we need to cook that. If we eat it now, although our hunger goes away, it makes us ill. Okay, I think, looking at the terrain, that's downwards this way, so let's go this way, because you can see it's slightly brown. So we're going to go this way. Hopefully I'm not going to disturb these guys over here. I could creep past, I suppose. Let's keep going. There are little side routes and hidey holes everywhere. There's a rabbit there, look. Yes, you can eat the animals and fish. Water sources are water, and there looks like another. It's fighting rabbits. They do get a bit. They do go a bit ballistic. These zombies. They do fight and hunt rabbits if they get a chance. Okay. Have you spotted me? Yes, you have. Much better with a better weapon though. Sliced up that meat. 308 ammo. Okay, let's keep going down the road. You can climb quite a lot of stuff as well. It's worth knowing that. Okay, this is the junction of the road that I saw earlier. 2 zombies here. Easy enough to take out, I would think. A lot more energy, by the way, the higher the levels go. I've tried Nightmare. It is actually a nightmare. Baseball bat. Do I want it? Not sure. I'm risking it here because if that thing turns round and spots me, we're in trouble. It's a nude, greying zombie. Hasn't spotted me. Chopping in the middle of nowhere. Ah, money. More ammo. More rags. More splints. Don't need the knife. Right, where were we? So there was a stop down here, and there's something up on the hill there. Now I've been to here before, many times, because I did. The starting places are, although random, tend to be places. If you die a lot like I do, and have to re-go again with your permadeath, this is a good location. This can sometimes have a car. It has a lot of zombies, so but it sometimes has a car. You'll see on the map though some other things that may pop up. I don't know if they'll see them here or whether we'll see them yet. As you see, crashes as well in the valley. They turn up. Infections, which is shown by a little zombie infected sign. So there's some bad things that happen, but going to those places can be good. They create lots and lots of opportunities to find rarer, more powerful weapons, and that's one of the things about this game. It's all about the loot. It's all about the loot. We have a lot of loot to get in this game. I'm just keeping my eye out here. That's it. Get him while he's down. iPhone. Don't need that. See the one, the crawler. I don't like these ones. I usually duck down to whack these guys in the head. Because they are frustrating otherwise. That one's dead. Ammunition. Quickly. There's a zombie there. Doesn't see me. There's a car in there. I can see by the smoke. They're almost always damaged, but at least I know it's there. You need fuel for them, and you can repair them. If you've done the tutorial, you know that too. I'll take that ammo. Let's creep up here. Zombie in front of me. Telecommunication site again pops up on the map right there, and there's a broken helicopter. There's also, oh, hello. Don't like you. This is an infected one. They explode after death like that, and they do you damage. Thankfully I've got my health thing, but I'm gonna let that get back up to 70, and then I'll worry about it. Trees, the time's going. Acidic as well. Sorry, acidic. They're all infected, obviously. But that was acidic, that one. Come on. Love the graphics on this game. Okay. Not taking the baseball bat. There's another one there. Come on. I was with his camera on. Oh, shotgun. Oh, rifle, sorry. Hunting rifle. Pop that in there. What does it need? 308. I have 308. 308 ammo. I'm going to pop that in there because then I can reload the weapon. So, if I swap to the gun and press R, it's one of the lucky ones because it's a reloadable one. So you just take the cartridges and you put it in. And we have 6 rounds in there now. We have found a vehicle. They have storage in them. So you can, once you've got one, it's in bad shape though. It's at 27% health and it's got 1% fuel. So we need to find some important things like fuel and possibly a repair tool. And we are mobile. Right, okay, weapon, items to collect. These are useful for later. Not at this moment in time, but we will take them anywhere. Random in the trash. Fingers crossed, something good's in the trash. Money, we'll take that. A small hatchet, that's probably better than the weapon I'm using at the moment, so we'll take the tactical one. Let's do the light-footedness, and then light-footedness, can't do it. More of those, and the night is coming. It is coming quick. J for journal, we'll show the time. Yep, we're getting close. I've got 3 points to spend though, so I'm going to go with distraction, which is the O key, which allows me to whistle, which is really useful if you want to find out if there's anything left. Yes, there is. There he comes. Should we give him the full power? Full power with the tactical axe. We can cut down trees with the tactical axe as well, by the way. Your pickaxes and axes. Pickaxes do rubbish and actual rocks, which have to be green, slightly greened rocks. I'm not sure why they have to be slightly green, but they are. And then you've got your axes, which cut down trees. Allow you to create logs, and then logs can be changed into floorboards. Secure container. More storage. Fantastic. We've just done what we need to do there with that. Let's read the Thief's Guide. Let's do more 12 gauge shotgun rounds there. I'm taking the metal for later. I thought I heard something. Didn't. I'm going to use this for my storage and my materials now because I've got it. So that's my storage of my materials. I'm going to rip that up. There we go. Can we read that again? No, we can't yet. Okay, we're all good. It's very dark. I'm going to go over here. There is a helicopter. It's raining as well. It's dripping down the screen. The moon comes up fairly quickly though, so it does light it all up. It's not as bad as you think. Fishing rod, fantastic. This one, very useful, medical bag. So we'll put all of our medical stuff into the bag. We'll pop that on there, open it again, yet again, loads of space. We'll pop these in here like this, so they're still connected. There's some more food. There's a lamp there handy because they can be turned on and they produce a lot of light. There's the GPS. Put that in there. We can now see ourselves on the map. Whatever they're called. They're basically a scarf of some sort. Another Molotov cocktail. We'll keep that. And we've got some lockpicks for lockpicking more difficult doors. That is good timing. It's very dark. Very, very dark. Don't like how dark it is. Not very good in the dark. I'll try and find us something good. Haven't found it yet. I need to find us somewhere to sleep, which is what we're trying to avoid. Which we're trying to. And this is another material, by the way. It's for making concrete things. It is dark, but it's not as dark as you think it is. Right, we need to head into the building in a second and see if we can find some. I've looted him earlier. There's desks here. It's got residential in it. Please, I need a rucksack or something. Not rucksack, a sleeping bag or, wow, a rucksack and a half. Wow. This is a big rucksack. That's why I'm piling everything into it. I'm going to swap it over in a second and you'll see. Right, I need to drop that. I need to put that on, and there's all my stuff in there. Not particularly well packaged, but it's in there. This is quite good. Skirts are actually quite good. They give you 8 slots like this. They're quite good skirts. Right, be light-footed again. Nope. Sneaking. Yes. Sneaking. Yes. More in there. Really annoying that my food's all piled up in a funny place now, though. Don't like that. Just personal preference more than anything else. You spend a lot of time sorting stuff. I'll be honest. This game's about it. There's a beanie hat. Let's take that. Let's get a bit warmed up. Let's rip up the clothing. Let's rip up the skirt. Right, excellent. Let's see what's in here. Got a little beanie hat on now. Let's search this. That's another one of these. Pop that in there. Put our food in there temporarily, hopefully. Yes, gets it rid of it. I'm just love tidying it up, if that makes sense. Again, keep it tidy. Let's read the salvaging one. Let's read it again. 2 of those. This is also another resource of some sort. I'm not sure what you use it for, but it's there. You can double click on things at any time, by the way, to do that with them. We'll have another bottle of alcohol. Let's see if we can make a couple of these. Yes. So we've got lots of those. Saving space all the time. Trying to, anyway. Let's run past this. We need that vehicle, but we're not going to be able to do anything with it without fuel, unfortunately. Alright. Not taking that. I would have done normally, but I'm not. Rip up that. Rip up that. Let's go upstairs. Is there anything up here? No. Just a dark, horrible night. Very dark, actually. It's normally not as dark as this, but it is decided to be extremely dark. Let's see. There's something over here with clothes, possibly. So let's have a look over here. Maybe we'll find a sleeping bag. Nope. We got trail shoes. Got office shoes. I think I'll wear the trail shoes then. Let's put those there. Let's put the trail shoes on. Let's drop the trail shoes. Let's put the trail shoes on. New scarf, new boots. Right, rip that up. Rip that up. I don't think I can rip these up. Yes, I can. Don't think I can rip the cap. So I think the cap will be nicer than the... It'll suit me better. There you go. Let's see what else is in here. Well, it was good and it was bad all at the same time. We managed to find a vehicle, but without any fuel, it's going to be problematic. I think this is searchable. Yes, it is. Let's search this. But to be honest with you, this is the basics of the SurrounDead. Getting into it initially, and then sort of growing your character and the equipment that you're carrying. Finding yourself a base. The map's very easy and very easy to traverse once you get into vehicles, large vehicles. Getting yourself some ammunition. I'm going to see if there's anything else around here before. Yes, there is. That's a supply pile. That's very good. It's very handy. It's got lots of supplies in it. Some plastics. These are all craftable items for later. Can't craft anything with it right now, but we will do in the future. Hopefully we get far enough through to do that. I have been known to die very easily on this game, though. I do things that are a bit silly. I always overdo what I think I can do. When you get in a vehicle, by the way, and you press L, you get lights. It's always worth doing. But this is going to be completely wasted. I'm going to pop it down by the road, but I'm not going to not do much more than that with it. I think there's a garage down here, so maybe I'll get lucky. Oh wow! Do you see in the sky? There's something going on there. Something flashing in the sky. We are out of fuel. It's about to run out completely. There's a zombie there. Come on then. The game has so many depths, so many things, deep sort of things to play with. So many upgrades for equipment. I'm gonna go down this road. I'm sure there's a garage or something similar here. I'm hoping that's not a camp. Ah, those are the kind of rocks you can break, by the way, beside me. See they over here? Those rocks. I heard something making horrible noises there. It's probably the zombie over here. And his eyes glowing in the night, or her eyes glowing in the night. I don't like it. I don't like the noise. I haven't even got a torch as well yet to do anything with. Destroyed building, yep. Forgotten the obvious thing that I can do here though. Let me show you. I'm going to do it now. I'm going to place this, and I'm going to interact and turn it on, and it lights up everything, which is kind of useful, sort of. It's a very bright light for what it is. It's meant to be like a sort of a lantern of sorts, and it's just extremely bright, very, very bright indeed. You also sometimes find loot boxes within the boxes, which is kind of cool. Yeah, that's lit that up nicely for us. Fuel. Need that for that car. These are also extremely important. Wire cutters and bolt cutters. You need a set. They are used for breaking into more difficult cabinets. And honestly, without them, you won't be able to get some of the better weapons in the game early on. They are really, really, really... They're invaluable. Invaluable. That's one of the main things you want to be finding. It doesn't. I don't think it tells you about that. But it certainly is required. I think it does early on actually, but it doesn't tell you necessarily need bolt cutters. We'll go down here. I'll drop down. Loaded pallet right beside it. Didn't even see it. More money. There's a generator in there for power and your own property. Need power for it. Need fuel for it, obviously. Plastic. Some good metal. That's very useful. Start using it for weapon for building various things. Can't build weapons as such. Right, I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to run down the road and see what's down here. One last place to loot before I leave you. But I hope this has given you the kind of information you needed to sort of get into the game itself. It's dogs. It's wolves. It's wolves. They are deadly in this game, the wolves. Probably more dangerous than the zombies, I'll be honest. Much more dangerous than the zombies. Let's run down this road. I'm going to look at my skills in a second as well. That was what all the noise was, though. Jay. Let's have a look at my skills. Let's add combat roll, which you can do with the C key. I've got 2 more. I can do this one. Critical hitter improves my critical hits. Dogs. Horrible. Oh. Deer. Hunting deer is one of the achievements in the game. If you hunt enough... Oh, not deer, but animals in general. If you hunt enough, it's good. Right. Let's do some hunting of our own. We've got this rifle. Let's use it. And zoom in. Anything else? Nope. That looks good. Let's put our axe back on again. Oh, another rifle. We'll take that. Some more water, but it's dirty water. So those deer really drive me nuts. So dirty water needs to be sanitized. So we need to go into our... Open this one. Hit it with a purification. Or it needs boiled. R rotates. I didn't know that when I first started playing it. I know it should be logical, but it is. That's what needs to be done. Let's do that. I could refuel the car from here. This is probably what's going to be the useful for me. If I can find some fuel, which I think I've got one already, but I need to find fuel and I need to find something to repair it with. So I'll have a look at the gas pumps and see if we've got anything in gas pumps. Yeah, fuel. You can stack them and chuck them in your inventory, which is useful. Shop shelves. And that's what I need. Let's read this. And I'll show you what I need it for in a second. Assuming you're safe, or to be fair, it doesn't matter if you're not safe because you can do it as long as you're there. You can hit the sleep and you can sleep the night. And then you wake up in the morning and it's all bright again, which is what we were trying to do in the first place. So you need a sleeping bag or a tent or something similar to be able to sleep the night. You can't sleep the night otherwise. This is empty, but I'm going to take it because it takes a lot of water. I'm going to take that because it has purification. And now I've got loads of these things. Toughness. I'm running a marathon. Can't do that more than once. Let's get my cigarettes. And I'll take the empty plastic bottle because I can fill both of those things. From water sources, so like wells or water itself, any water. You need to stand in it. Same with the fishing. You need to stand in it to fish. And there is so much food here. This is ridiculous. Will this go in there? It will. Will this go in here? No, it won't. But I'll take it. Take it. Look at my health. We'll have some lunch in a second. Quickly. I was going to just quit, but well, not quit, but finish here. But I'm going to consume that, and it becomes an empty tin can. I'm going to drop that on the floor. And I'm going to have some of the water. I've got the big one here. And drink that. I think that's now, yep, that's now piled on top of there. It's empty, which is great. It's what we want. Okay, we need to, we can salvage this for metal. If you salvage it, you find metal, rusty metal in here, which is useful to make proper metal, nice metal, or other things. Sort of rusty metal, effectively. So I'll get a chunk of that somewhere. There it is, down here, scrap metal. Right, we've got loads of stuff, so now I'm going to head this way and go past these wolves, and we're going to go get ourselves the car recharged. I don't know what he's barking at, but I think there's something in the woods. We'll get the car refueled. Oh my god, what are they doing? They're fighting themselves? I'll not disturb them. That's crazy. Oh, I didn't really want to be near them anyway, but that's crazy. Right, the car's back here. Let's go get the car. It's mad. Well, whoever's going on there. Was that looted? Yes, looted. Just checking. Yeah, I was worried about the wolves for a minute there, but then they were doing funny things. I feel a YouTube short coming on. I don't normally do them. Right, so it's really badly damaged, but we can do a number of things. If you want to repair it, you stand in front of it, at the front. Or at the back, if it's engines at the back, should I say. So there. If you want to refuel, you have to stand beside the fuel part at the side. It's almost always in the same location, I think. So we'll refuel this. That should be about one can is 250, I think. Or it's 500. Depends on the vehicle, I think. Depends on the size of the tank. Right, let's go past the crazy wolves. I'm going to press L to turn off the lights quickly. Wherever they are. Have they disappeared? Oh no, they're here. Ah. They finally broke free though. Or one has. They're still fighting. There's weird things going on over here. What the heck's going on there? I think we'll leave them to it. With my smoking Jeep. They're very fast, the Jeeps, by the way. Good for jumping stuff. This looks a very clean vehicle. I don't think it'll be running, though. No, sadly not. They're almost always on fire, to be honest, when you find them. If you want to do water, by the way, you need water, you need logs, and you need stone. That's what you need. I think we found our first little town here. Let's establish that. Right, with that kill, I think if I can't get myself to look at myself, I can't get myself to look at myself. You'd think there'd be a photo mode, wouldn't you? Probably is. I don't know what it is. But anyway, with that, I think I'm going to leave it. But I hope it was useful. I hope it actually had some information that was useful to you, and it wasn't just me playing. Anyway, I'll see you soon. But feel free to like and subscribe. I do love this game. I keep coming back to it, and I do love other indie games. So I think this is the place for you. I'll see you soon. Bye bye now.